Now, 2 Russian soldiers have been spotted deep inside the Sumy region. The drone immediately went on the attack. In its first maneuver, it quickly changed targets and turned toward the soldier in the rear. The other soldier became the target of a second drone that arrived just a few minutes later. A Ukrainian fiber optic drone is searching for Russian soldiers among the ruins in the Donetsk region. It didn't take long before the hiding soldiers were spotted. Take a look at the Russian soldiers targeted by Ukrainian FPV drones on the front lines. They are completely defenseless against these drone strikes. The drones move so fast that they leave the soldiers no time to react, and these attacks are the clearest example of that. You can see some soldiers trying to aim at the drone with their rifles, but even at such close range, they fail to hit it. It is still hard to understand why, in most cases, these soldiers are left all alone. Some soldiers even throw their rifles at the drone instead of firing. This shows that many soldiers on the front are poorly trained. This time, the soldier on top of the vehicle notices the drone attack, but before he can jump off, he becomes the target. The FPV drone was waiting in ambush. A Russian soldier on a motorcycle was spotted, and the drone sprang into action. Once again, Russian soldiers caught in an ambush are the target, but this time, soldiers traveling across the front on an ATV are spotted. They are aware of the drone chasing them. They jumped off the vehicle just as the drone was about to impact, but they were too late. Reconnaissance drones from Ukraine's 3rd Assault Brigade spotted 2 Russian soldiers in the Pokrovsk region. The soldiers were tracked until their hiding spot was found. Drones were immediately dispatched for an attack, and explosives were dropped on their position. When the first drone failed to create a powerful enough blast, a second drone followed up, causing massive destruction. Neither of the 2 soldiers survived the strike. Russian soldiers were targeted by drones while sleeping on the front lines. In this strike, a Russian soldier is caught by a drone in his sleep. He didn't even have time to stand up. This soldier was also sleeping, or perhaps he thought he could avoid becoming a target by staying perfectly still. The panicked soldier quickly stood up and reached for his rifle, but it was already too late. A Russian soldier was spotted riding a motorcycle alone in the Andriivka region. As the drone approached, the soldier realized he was being followed and abandoned his bike to run. However, this move was still not enough to save him. However, it's not entirely clear. There is a bike there as well. Was the soldier using a bicycle or a motorcycle? Additionally, we'd like to mention that every comment and like from our valued viewers provides us with tremendous moral support. This time, the attack is targeting 2 Russian soldiers. Spotted in an open field, the 2 soldiers become targets in a completely vulnerable position. The drone is searching for the ideal position to strike. The soldiers can be seen firing at the drone several times, but they fail to hit it. This struggle between the drone and the soldiers reflects the most critical moments of the war on the front lines. Completely defenseless against the drones, the soldiers could not escape becoming targets, despite all their efforts. Look closely. The chase lasts so long that the soldiers are now completely exhausted by the drone. There were many opportunities to bring the drone down, but they failed to do so. What kind of weapon do you think they could have used to shoot down the drone? How much longer can infantry survive on the modern battlefield when faced with such persistent drone technology? A Ukrainian FPV drone is chasing a Russian military vehicle once again. Speeding forward, the drone is getting closer to its target. The soldiers inside are unaware that an attack is coming. With a highly precise maneuver, the drone operator managed to hit the vehicle's windshield. The attacks didn't end there. Drones from Ukraine's Signum battalion carried out a large-scale operation in the Liman region. identifying and targeting Russian military vehicles one by one. You can see that these military vehicles are old. Russian forces are losing so many vehicles that they are now sacrificing their older models. Do you think Russia's reliance on these older models is a sign of a looming equipment crisis, or are they just saving their best tech for later? Watch the upcoming strike closely. When a Russian soldier notices a drone approaching, he chooses to remain perfectly still. Russian soldiers often use this tactic. Could the main reason for this be flawed training? Realizing soon enough that this tactic wasn't working, the soldier moved and tried to hide behind a tree. However, he still became the target. Soldiers who prefer ruins or abandoned houses for cover instead of trenches still cannot escape becoming targets. This Russian soldier was spotted hiding in such a place. Multiple drone strikes were carried out. Although the soldier survived each attack by sheer luck and constantly changed positions, every spot he moved to was bombed again. Other soldiers in the same area continued to be targeted as well. High-explosive kamikaze drones attacked the Russian positions, forcing the soldiers to retreat from the area. In a landscape of ruins, is there truly any cover left when kamikaze drones can follow a soldier from one building to the next? Every comment and like you post on the video provides us with tremendous moral support. We are counting on your support. Ukrainian forces have intensified their attacks in the Pokrovsk, Donetsk, and Andriivka regions. Strangely, the number of new Russian soldiers in the area has increased. Look closely at the soldiers under attack. Their camouflage is completely worn out, and most of them have no weapons or are in very poor condition. Faced with these relentless strikes, they can do nothing but run in desperation. Some soldiers don't even move when the drones approach. Is this a form of surrender? Do they realize they have no options left and simply wait to be hit? You can see the state of the terrain. It's covered in snow. This makes any movement increasingly difficult. Yet Russian forces do not stop sending troops to the front. On the contrary, thousands of soldiers are still being spotted, advancing toward Ukrainian positions. Watching these scenes in the snowy environment, one wonders whether the sheer number of soldiers is designed to counter drones, or if it indicates a complete collapse of logistics and morale. Share your thoughts in the comments. Ukrainian forces are not just targeting personnel. Logistics remain among the highest priority targets of the war. Often, Russian soldiers leave ammunition crates and equipment outside their trenches, and the strikes you see here are aimed directly at those targets. The supply routes are also under the control of Ukrainian forces. One by one, military trucks and vehicles providing continuous logistical support to the front are being detected and destroyed. Russian forces launched an attack on the city of Kostiantynivka in the Donetsk region. They dropped hundreds of incendiary munitions across every corner of the city. The target of this attack was the Ukrainian soldiers stationed in the buildings. The casualties from the strikes are not yet known, but Russian forces continue to intensify their offensive in the region. The Ivan Franko unit, attached to Ukrainian forces and tasked with logistical strikes, meticulously monitors every route in the Donetsk region, targeting Russian military trucks and vehicles along the way. Can you see the vulnerability of Russian soldiers on their transit routes across this kilometers-long front? Even in the eastern regions where they believe they are safe, Russian troops are subjected to drone strikes. In many of these attacks, you can specifically see Russian soldiers using ATVs. Russian forces provide these vehicles to their troops to move rapidly across the front, but they are completely defenseless against drones. Do you think the speed of an ATV is worth the trade-off in protection? Or are these vehicles simply becoming motorized targets for FPV pilots? Here, a Ukrainian FPV drone moves toward the basement entrance of a house, as 5 Russian soldiers have been spotted inside. The drone is carrying a highly effective explosive. With a precise maneuver, the drone pilot flies through the basement window to carry out the strike. In the same area, this time, soldiers inside an abandoned house are being targeted. Ukrainian drone operators are conducting a highly comprehensive operation, executing strikes across the region just like this. And of course, it doesn't end there. Following the strikes, Ukrainian ground troops move into the targeted areas to continue the operation. As of March 1st, 2026, Ukraine has significantly intensified the scale of its offensive. Russian forces are constantly trying to hold their positions to defend the territories they occupy. But do you think Ukraine will be able to take back its lands? Increasingly focusing on drone warfare, Ukrainian forces are attempting to breach the Russian defenses. However, they are also launching strikes on energy refineries deep inside Russian territory, thousands of kilometers from the front. Right now, the primary goal of the Ukrainian forces is to cripple the logistics and supply chains of the Russian troops on the front lines. We look forward to hearing your predictions about the front lines in the comments below.